Well, summer is here, which means families will likely be by the water and in the sun, and it's also the perfect time to go over some safety for the summertime. Jeannie Marsala with Sunrise Children's Hospital joins me now. First of all, thank you for coming in. Really important stuff, especially as this is kind of the first week that we're in those 100-degree temps, and we only know it's going to get hotter. So let's talk about summer safety. What are some of the most important things that parents should remember?
Well, let's talk about water safety first, because obviously it's pool time and people are going to be getting in that pool to get nice and cool. So we want to remember the ABCDs of drowning prevention for children. A is adult supervision at all times. That means that even at backyard barbecues, you want to make sure that you have someone that is a designated water watcher, someone that's always got their eyes on the kids in the pool, even if all the kids know how to swim. B is for barriers, so you want to make sure that every pool has a barrier around it with a isolation fence and a self-closing, self-latching gate. The C is for CPR and classes. Every parent should know how to do CPR, and you want to get your kids in those swim classes early on. And D is for devices. Make sure that the kids are not in unapproved devices like floaties. They really need to have an approved life jacket. And we want to remind the adults about diving. No diving in shallow waters, no diving out at Lake Mead, that sort of thing, to prevent those things from happening.
Really important too, because you never actually know how deep it is, especially if you're out by a lake as opposed to a pool where it's labeled with how deep it can be. And I tell my daughter all the time, now that she thinks she can swim without her life jacket, I'm like, honey, you got to put it on just in case. You never know who's watching. And if you're in the water, chances are it's because it's really hot outside. Let's talk about that burn safety, because you can really get sunburned out here.
Absolutely. So we want to make sure that we are protecting our skin, but in addition, remember how hot surfaces are. So kids cannot be barefoot, because if you're carrying your toddler and you put them down on this hot cement, right now when we have these 105 degrees, they can get severe burns on the bottoms of their feet. So the kids need to have shoes on, and you want to have sunscreen, sunglasses also for the eyes, and hats as well for the kids.
And also a good time to bring up cars, because just like the asphalt heats up, the inside of the cars, the temperature just goes up and up and up the longer it's sitting there, right?
Yes, so the temperature rises inside the vehicle 3 degrees a minute. So if you're starting out on one of our 105-degree days, it's going to be 108 inside that car in a minute. And every time the temperature rises within the car, so does the child's internal temperature. When you get to 104 or 105 degrees internal temperature, that child can have a seizure, and then 107 degrees is not compatible with life.
So scary. And really quickly before I let you go, most common summer injuries, what do those look like?
A lot of falls, a lot of backyard falls, trampolines, countertop falls, things like that, believe it or not. A lot of burns with 4th of July coming up, and our heat as well. And drownings. It still remains in our top 5 leading causes of death for kids in Clark County.
Scary stuff, but that's why it's important to be prepared so we can prevent all of that from happening. And if you have any more questions, visit sunrisehealthinfo.com. Jeannie, thank you so much for sharing this with all of us.
Thank you for having me.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.